Okay, everybody, we're back. We're not going anywhere just yet. Of course, we still have two games yet to be decided. Is it going to be Vitiugov or Morozevich, Eljanov or Karjakin? And wow, we've got the same game again.
Wow, it's very common actually in little mini matches like this, or even World Championship matches, that the players kind of tend to play the same line over and over and improve on it, both teams trying to surprise the other from one game to another. Indeed.
Oh,
wonderful, we have both of them now at the same time, simultaneous.
Okay, so we're now looking at the Nikita Vitiugov game.
Look at that structure again with the 4 pawns against the 3. We're seeing quite a lot of it the last 2 days, and white is immediately advancing, playing really aggressively with g4, perhaps f5 next. I like white's kind of pawn mass on the king side.
I agree. I think that is a knight, and I think f5 is a serious threat as well. So
I like white. I really do. Now back to the Karjakin game for a moment. White did play h5, and the question is, how should white capture that pawn? With the queen offering exchange of queens, which he did, or knight takes was a possibility, but not a good one probably. So queen b6, generally rule of thumb is when you're behind material, which black is at the moment, do not exchange your pieces. Keep more counter chances with pieces on the board.
Okay, so he's now gone with f5, but rook e5. I think white's
rook e5.
Well, white's being very aggressive, but he's also in danger of overextending here.
Do you think he missed rook e5? Because this is kind of a fork, winning the pawn perhaps on f5. And
right.
But white certainly had no obligation to play f5.
Well, maybe the idea is he retreats, and then after bishop takes f5, he can play f4, and that actually wins a piece, because the knight and rook would be en prise at the same time.
Of course, on the other hand, black can also take with the rook on f5.
Yeah, but the rook on f5 looks a bit strange, especially after f4. How do you...
Well, black can play g6 and hang on to the knight that way.
Yeah, but that's weakening the f6 square, and you've got the light square bishop. I mean, for example, just bishop f3 or bishop f3 there might be a good move, and then, of course...
And
so
that is what is happening indeed.
Just f4 here looks like it's the correct move to me.
And that is what happens, and g6.
And you can maybe think about bishop f3, but maybe you can just develop... Another idea is just to develop your queenside bishop.
I think knight d5 is an extremely attractive looking move. Gaining a tempo, centralizing the knight, attacking the queen all at once, and then developing the bishop perhaps. I really like that idea for white. Going back to the other game for a moment, white still hasn't started the attack on the king's side. For now it seems like white is trying to play perhaps b3 and c4. Somewhat surprising to me that white didn't go with the rook h1 idea. And the king went back to g1.
Well, I think the problem with rook h1, it just might be too slow, and if you move your rooks over to that side, black has always got a break with b5, and you have to be certain that your sacrifice works. And I think Karjakin used his sense as well, because it's very risky. If it doesn't work, then Elyanov's crashing through on the queen's side.
Actually, I think it may be a temporary thing, because white now is regrouping his knight and all his pieces. So maybe the knight will regroup to e3, and potentially from e3 to g4.
Definitely.
And you never know. Then white may go back to that king side attack plan with king g2 and rook h1. So maybe he's trying to deceive his opponent with the king g1 move. Yeah, I'm not thinking about the king side. I'm preparing c4 actually, the breakthrough with the pawn c3, c4, which he may be doing. But I promise you, he didn't forget about that idea to play king g2 and rook h1. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
Improved somewhat.
Exchanged queens.
Exchanged queens.
Which is good news for him.
Yep. And now, okay, he's just got a slightly odd-looking rook on f5 still, but the white king is, well...
Rook e8, attacking the bishop, so now bishop moved back. I'm not sure who is better here. White slightly better, I would think. With two bishops, black knight out on h5, should be white I think slightly better. Of course, black is pressuring the pawn on f4, so not simple at all. But I think white can maybe play some active move, maybe knight e4, threatening knight d6. Indeed, it's coming. A knight d6 is a kind of almost a family fork, attacking both black rooks and bishop all at once. So black better prevents that knight coming there, maybe with rook d8 right now.
Yeah, white's more active. I like this move knight e4 because now you can put the bishop on c3 in a lot of lines.
And in the other game, they indeed traded queens. White has now a clear hand, I think, playing for a win.
Yeah.
Not easy to win, but I think if anybody wins, it will be white.
Yeah, and I think now white is ready. Bishop e3, he's just going to play c4.
See that there has been a lot of action, some pieces trading off. White won a pawn, black sacrificed it of course with h6. Now the big question is, will black be able to win that pawn, or will that pawn become a major star? Now we're seeing something very similar as we've seen earlier today in Kramnik's game, where white has a tremendous bishop on c3 with the rook coming down, almost checkmating, but there's a huge difference between almost and not quite. And if black wins that pawn, black will be completely fine, out of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And white's king is also in a bit of danger, but rook e6 is a very good move that wins the f6 pawn. And actually, Morozevich, well, knight e4, that's probably key.
A lot of action here. Pawns are falling left and right on both sides. Of course, white now can take on b7, and then the question is, after g5 or knight e6, if white can hang on to his pawn on f4. Very sharp endgame with no time literally for both players. They have each about 40 seconds, so I expect a lot of fast moves coming up here.
Indeed. Okay, so both games nicely poorly. I think if I had to take somebody there, I'd take black because he's out the danger. In g5, good move, practically speaking. Moro trying to mix things up.
Of course, the pawn on b7 is hanging, so I think white may be slightly better though, because white has a bishop, and until there are pawns on both sides of the board, I think it is an advantage to have the bishop versus the knight.
Look at this, rook f4. It gives space to the king to come to f5, and well, the knight and rook is always a very dangerous proposition. This is why I like playing in Blitz with knights and rooks, because now this f4 pawn looks serious to me.
But white just won a pawn. Of course, black is counter-attacking. There may be a repetition of moves. Rook h5.
Well,
check first. Interesting. So can white just start pushing the a pawn?
Bishop d6. No, I think this is getting serious for white now, I think. Ah, good saving move. Rook g2.
He doesn't want to trade.
No, he can't trade because I think the knight and pawn would go home. So bishop c5 needs a move. Knight e6. Okay, good move. b4. Oh my goodness, rook a3. But this is getting.
Wow.
But this is a this is a well-known another draw.
Wow.
I think it's another. Yeah, double f pawns is a draw.
We talked about this yesterday, remember?
Yeah.
Because we could have gotten this yesterday in the Lim
incredible
Lei Grishu game.
Just rook h5.
Wow.
f5, rook h8 draw.
No, black will be 2 pawns up now.
Yeah, but it's a draw. Black can have a pawn on f4, f5, f6, f7 if he wants, and it's a draw.
Wow.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
I was discussing this with Alexander Grishchuk at dinner, and this position is just a well-known draw.
But actually white is trying to hang on to his pawn on c5.
Okay, no biggie. You play c6 and
there's nothing.
Just going to be a draw. No.
Are you sure?
100%.
No, it's over.
But he's just made a huge mistake.
Wow.
What's he done? He's just played c6.
He shouldn't have hung on to the c pawn.
No, he needs to give it up, and then he just gives a check.
Oh my God, what a mess.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. So king f1, king f3, and then black checkmates on the back rank.
Yeah, the problem is keeping hold of that c pawn.
So Morozevich moves on, right?
It's a win there for... What? Yeah, they registered it wrong. It's a win for black, that position. So Morozevich goes through, but Vitiugov should have known he should just be getting rid of that c-pawn, and that's still a theoretical draw. Well, back to Karjakin, and he's through. So, to sum up the results just there, Morozevich beats Vitiugov, Karjakin beats Eljanov, and in the other game, Dreyev lost to Andreikin. So, with all said, let's look at the pairings for tomorrow's round 4. Tomaszewski versus Morozevich, Kamsky, Mamedyarov, Ley, Svidler, Karjakin and Reikin.
And Caruana versus Granda, Gelfand against Maxim Vachier-Lagrave, Kramnik against Ivanchuk, and Nakamura, Korubov.
Wow, incredible. So we can see that even the top players, with only a few seconds left, they can crumble like any one of us. We're all mortal. One thing is for sure, I need a steak. I don't know about you. It's been a long day. Yeah, we're going to go and eat some dinner, and I hope you will too. Have a great day. Remember, same time, same place tomorrow, 3 o'clock for round 4. It's getting exciting, the last 16, and we're getting ever closer to the final. Who will win? Nobody knows. We'll soon see.